Now Ayrshire Radio Podcast presents Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Well, welcome back to Ayrshire Insights with me, Elliot Boyce, and we are still on the Ibiza Weekender, and as promised, we've got some brilliant guests on today's show, all the way from Ibiza in this week's Local Legend Spotlight. I'm delighted to welcome Seb Capo, the owner of the Highlander Bar, and also Irvin's very own Calvin Schooler, who has spent just about all his life over here in Ibiza looking after the Highlander. Guys, a massive thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Elliot. It's a pleasure to be here.
So before we get started, I want to find out a little bit more about your favourite things of Ibiza. So, Seb, a normal Venom or your famous frozen Venom?
Normal Venom.
Calvin, what about you?
Rather have a shot, to be honest.
You've got to answer the question.
Frozen
Venom, there we go. A club night or a beach day?
Club night.
Calvin?
Club night, obviously.
And Matt Findlay or Ross McKenzie?
Matt Finlay.
Matt Finlay, there we go. So Matt Finlay, as you may know, is our manager, our boss man at the radio. Ross McKenzie's also in here. So Matt Finlay takes the win. Matt used to be the resident DJ over here at the Highlander.
This is the Ayrshire Insights Podcast with Elliot Boyce.
Now Ayrshire.
So Seb, want to find out how the Highlander came about. So tell us a story of where it all began.
So it was a restaurant. Then it changed into a small Scottish bar. My dad and somebody else started that. I think in the 80s, 85s. I took it over in 2001, done the whole building the way it is now. So that's next year, 25 years.
Fantastic. So it started then, what was it called, the Highlander back then?
It was the Highlander before,
It's always been so. An amazing Scottish bar. It's world known, and everybody that comes to Ibiza from Scotland will at some point make an appearance in San Antonio and definitely comes to the Highlander. You're not Scottish. No. How did it come about? Where did the Scottish heritage come from?
It obviously it was my dad's restaurant that got changed into a Scottish bar, and I just took it over in 2001. I done my spin on it. I done the building where we got the staff. I like a party, Scottish like a party, so it started from there. Getting the good staff as well.
So talking about good staff, and I don't know if this is the right person, but we'll get Calvin Schooler here. So Calvin, you're from Irvine.
Yep.
So Ayrshire born and bred, but you've spent a lot of your life here.
Yep, last 15 years actually.
15 years.
Yep.
Now, Calvin, what got you from being in Irvine to do it? Where did you start?
We came on holiday, loved it. My pals didn't so much. They grew up, got girlfriends and stuff, cars, houses, and then I come back the following year with a suitcase full of CVs.
And that was it?
Now feels like yesterday.
And still going strong.
I wouldn't say strong, but it's still going, aye.
So what did you do back in, did you work in a bar back in Irvine?
No, never near a bar. Always in a bar, never worked it. In pictures every night. But no, I worked in the Magnum before that went. So that was like first 5 years I was going back for the winter, working the Magnum. I think 7 years I did in the Magnum in total. Shout out to any of the Magnum staff. Jenko, John Ford, I'll go in for half an hour, won't I?
Big hello to them. So the Magnum all the way to Ibiza. What would you say? So over the years, in the 15 years, clearly it's kind of well documented that there's been a number of changes in Ibiza nightlife. I mean, even now, from the last time I was here to coming over, like there's no music in the street and stuff like that. How have you felt it's changed over that time?
I mean, it's been gradual for us, but I mean, if you don't come here for 5 years, you'll notice it. It's like a boiling frog in it. You suddenly go, wow, this is insane. This is so different for 5 years ago for me.
So, Seb, back to you. So, where was it you grew up?
I was born in Ibiza till I was 10, and then I moved over to Holland.
And from there, obviously had the connection with your dad in the pub and come back.
Came back. The person that done it with my dad just stopped working, so we wanted to take it over. We took it over in 2001.
So before 2001, what did you do?
I worked in insurance companies. I worked in bars, restaurants.
And then from there...
In the airport. I worked in the airport as well for a while.
You got about and Calvin sat there, didn't know anything about that. So the Highlander idea, so the Highlander for me, it's become a kind of staple bar. I mean, you come in there, you look at social media, anybody that comes over here has got that. I'm really interested in why the Highlander, why Scottish, what was your connection with Scotland?
It was a Scottish bar, and I had the chance to take that over, and I love the Scottish. I love the accent, I love the people, I love the banter. you're all up for a party. So me as well. The Dutch love that as well. So it's.
We are here at closing parties just now. West End a bit quieter than what it has been throughout the year. Clearly, naturally, you guys look run down, ready to get a bit of a rest. So going from there, but the Highlanders is still busy. I mean, we're sitting here right at the end of the season. Last night, place was absolutely bouncing here on Now Dance. Why is it such a staple? What brings people here? Is it Scotland?
I mean, for the Highlander, we're lucky. People will literally get off that plane and just gone straight to the Highlander. And
I wasn't luck. But it was hard work, very hard work, especially in the start.
And there we go. Right, we're going to talk about the big wins and the big lessons just after this.
Now streaming.
Ayrshire Insights, hosted by Elliot Boyce.
This is Now Ayrshire Radio.
So Seb, what would you say your kind of first big wins being here at the Highlander?
I would say the big win is the success that we still have over the years. It was a hard journey to get here. So year after year, it was a hard work trying to get the right staff. Staff stay here for a long time as well, come back. People love the Highlander. We try everything we can to get the right atmosphere, the right DJs, right songs. Look at Hannah. Hannah Lang used to work with the Highlander. We help each other out. Big success for her. A shout out for her. We got DJs coming back, staff coming back. The success over the Highland, I would say that's my...
Amazing, and you mentioned people like Hannah Lang, absolute success of Scotland and what she's done, but it must be a proud part for you, the fact that she kind of served her apprenticeship in here, and to go from DJing in the Highlander to now selling out. I mean, we're sitting in the room where she DJ'd and has DJ'd recently, but she's now selling out venues. I mean, I saw her at Creamfields, you couldn't even get in. It was the tape was rammed.
You're right. I'm so proud that she worked here. She was a very good DJ back then already, and I'm so happy for her. She's doing so well.
Just on Hannah though, right? And there was something that I'd seen in social media which I thought was such a nice touch from her. She obviously put Doof in the Park on, the festival, which was a roaring success. I think it sold out, unbelievable, but really difficult in this climate, by the way, to sell out festivals, and she smashed it. But the Highlander made an appearance.
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
Yes, I was so proud. And she is like that. She doesn't forget where she came from. We help each other out. I love it to bits. And I couldn't believe it. It was like a stage like the Highlander with the colours. They had even the Highlander t-shirts and stuff. It was amazing to see that.
Unbelievable. And you know what? I saw videos, the place was rammed. Yeah. The only thing was Calvin was trying to get a job behind the bar and they weren't letting him in.
I was actually trying to get a drink. It took a bit longer to get served in there than it does in here. It was funny just to watch Seb get ignored for a change.
You're like, do you know who I am?
Absolutely brilliant. It was hilarious from start to finish.
Now, Calvin, just on you. So clearly we talk, it is the business show, so interested in some of the challenges. Throughout the time, obviously, there's been some hard days. I mean, we talk COVID, we talk Brexit, which must have been a massive impact on you. How did Brexit impact you?
I mean, Brexit's about the staff, isn't it? At first, it was about the tourists coming over. It was difficult. You had to fill in more forms, pay more stuff. It was a bit an issue for us. But really, it's the staff. You would fill in all these visa forms. You would get told you get green light here, then a red light there. We get told this year we had visas with 10 staff, all excited, everything paid up. Fortune, by the way, all excited to come. And then we heard like 2 weeks before the pub was opening, no, sorry. Your forms have been just a tiny wee detail. It could be a spelling error, it could be a wrong date, and they just all get knocked back. And that is phenomenal. Just to go from there to there, you're snookered.
It's a massive challenge, and economically, Brexit has its challenges, and with trade in general. I mean, if you're in the UK, where there used to be the free trade and bringing things in from Europe or from Europe at all, I mean, it used to be easy. Now it's customs procedures and all that, but the impact on you guys and your business from a staffing perspective must have been really, really hard.
It's easy. It's mad. I mean, I used to have people coming over on holidays and wanted to stay. So easy it was getting Scottish working, and now I'm. It's struggling to get, almost impossible. I luckily have the Scottish that stay here and live here, like Kelvin.
Got residency here.
I got residency, luckily, before the Brexit, so they could stay, and luckily they're here. But after that, it's just Southern Irish people that I can hire. It's crazy.
It really
Makes it very hard, very hard.
And you know what? It kind of forms part. I mean, the amount of young people and people who will be listening just now and maybe who kind of further on in their life and looking back and going, they had that season. They maybe worked in an Ibiza, a Magaluf, a Benidorm, whatever it may have been. And to now that kind of opportunity just not being
able to be able to go abroad and work. I mean, it's strange, but I mean, I feel bad. It's hard for me, but it's hard for the ones that want to come over and do this, because they come over and they think they can still work, and I go like, I'm sorry, but Brexit doesn't allow you to work.
No.
I hope it changes very fast. I hope it does.
Absolutely, and it is not just with this industry. It's just another impact of what Brexit does, and something that when people maybe were voting for Brexit didn't understand.
No, I'm sure, because they don't understand that this is happening.
Absolutely. Now, we talk Brexit, another really difficult time
Very
with
hard.
the COVID.
Yes, COVID. Very terrible.
Tell me about what happened. I mean, when you get that, when you seen what was happening, I mean, I think we all must remember when the lockdown started. What happened in Ibiza?
Lockdowns as well. We couldn't go out, and then slowly you were allowed to open, but then you couldn't do any dancing. No getting together, dancing with a chair maybe. But it was horrible, because everybody knows the Highlander. We all jump around. It's a good atmosphere, and then change that to sit down together and almost not getting up. It was terrible. You couldn't work. I lost 2 summers. Really.
What did Ibiza look like during that period?
Strange. It was.
From your side, Calvin, I mean, you've lived here 15 years, and how did that affect you? I mean, because this is your life.
Aye.
I mean, and I don't know, like in the UK, there was furlough, there was support for that. What level of support did you have?
We got a little of that, but more to do with what Ibiza looked like. Just thinking back, it was so strange, because Ibiza's all about being free, or the hedonism, or the back then with the hippies, just where to come and be yourself and all that. And we're acting like school teachers, telling people to put your mask on,
Which is not the Highlander.
put your hand up if you want to go to the toilet, one at a time in the toilet. It was insane. I used to have 8 people up here in this room on a table, and I'd have a wee Spotify playing. They'd get excited and they'd stand up and start dancing. I'd have to jump the bar and say, sorry pal, you need to calm down. That's no Ibiza.
That's not Ibiza.
And I'm sure it was the same back home. You had to order a wee fish supper just to get a pint and all that stuff. Everybody just went through the motions. Every week it just get weirder and weirder, and over here it was exactly the same.
A horrible time. Now, going back to you, Seb, I mean, throughout your time in business, there must have been some kind of, you've had your hard days with likes of COVID, some difficult decisions. What would you say throughout your time, a kind of difficult decision that you've had to make, whether it's kind of strategic or maybe shutting something early? What difficult decisions are you faced with in running the Highlander here in Ibiza?
The decision that we had with the town hall, trying to change the street, the West End. Don't really understand why they're going that route, but hey, they shut us a bit earlier from 6 to 3. That was a bit scary times, because I thought that I might have to move to another area, because it's only the West End that have changed.
So, I mean, that again, another massive impact. What was the rationale behind it? Because when you're back home, you see the articles in various newspapers, and sometimes it's a kind of clickbait article, and it's going, I mean, Ibiza, you can't do this, or they're clamping down on tourists, clamping down on fun. Not necessarily the case, but I mean, dropping it from 63, that's 3 hours of trading you're losing. And the big clubs and places outside the West End still open, and will be taking that trade from you, which is a massive impact.
It is. Like I said, when I found out that was going ahead, I was a bit like worried. To be honest, those 3 hours did have some impact, but actually the bar does still do very well. Very well.
Now, so, I mean, some challenging times. However, one thing that you've had to do is, with all these challenges, with the decisions that are made politically that's out with your control, you've kind of had to conquer and adapt to suit them. Do you still feel as if the Highlander is going from strength to strength, even with these restrictions?
Yes, we do. I think but all the hard work that we've done paid off. People know us. They know what we're all about. We will keep doing what we're doing. And it's whatever comes our way, we'll just adapt.
Brilliant, Seb. Massive thanks for letting us know all about that. And right, coming up next, it's going to be a bit of a twist. So what I'm looking for is to find out about Ibiza. Now Ayrshire has been in Ibiza all weekend. We have had an absolute blast, and Mr. Ibiza, Calvin Schooler, is going to let us know about Ibiza. just after this.
Tune in live every Sunday from 10 a.m. for Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Only on Now Ayrshire Radio.
We want to find out about Ibiza. So I have got the man himself, the self-acclaimed Mr. Ibiza, Calvin Schooler. Calvin, what's it like over here?
Told you not to call me that, Elliot.
So you've been here 15 years.
Yeah.
We've spoke about the business side of things, but do you know what? Listeners, maybe next year, obviously season's closing just now, people looking at next year for holidays, maybe some young people looking at their first holidays. Why Ibiza?
Why Ibiza? Clubs are better. It's Ibiza. It's never going to change. You have to go. You can't not go.
Explain it though. So you talk about the clubs, right? And for people that maybe not been, I've been to them. I've managed to blag it, right? For everybody listening, Calvin's looking after. He's going to get his guest list tonight in a few of the clubs. Talk about some of the big clubs, right? And tell us about them, because I think for people that don't know it's so different. I mean, people maybe in Ayrshire, they've been to Club de Mar, they've been to Pictures. That's not just quite what it's like when you go to an Amnesia or anywhere over here. Talk about it. Let us know what it's like.
To begin with, Pictures is iconic, and I think I'm still bad for it actually. But I like Amnesia's iconic. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody's jealous if they're not there, and when you're there, you love it. Do you know what I mean? We've got Universal this year. That's brand new. That's a box sticker as well. You can't not go if you're on the island. I mean, these things are the only thing these things are what Ibiza has. Other places don't have that. Like, I know you can have your defected parties in Croatia, Malta, things like that, which is a great week, but it's not a great summer.
So when you talk about the clubs, explain what it's like, because on a standard night there could be 5,000 people in Amnesia.
Oh aye, standard night there's 5,000 people in here, it feels like. But yeah, it doesn't even feel that crammed sometimes, because see, if you're with a good crowd of 10s, 7s, you're in your own wee circle and you're just enjoying being there, you're enjoying the tunes, you're seeing your favourite DJ. You don't get that many other places, many other destinations, I find, anyway. And
throughout your time here, what would you say your biggest memories been of an Ibiza club thing?
Oh wow, Space. You're going to get me emotional.
Let's talk about Space. Tell us about that, because obviously, I mean, I was lucky enough to go to Space. I was there before it finished. I actually think I was with you. Probably back a number
16.
A number of years ago, and then clearly moved on from there, and now it's high. But what was Space like? Tell us about Space.
It was a big deal for us. It was a rite of passage as well. So every Sunday you would go, your pals, and I think it was a first sort of connection, whereas you would go and hang about the DJ box, but only for a wee minute to see your pal, then you'd go dance. Whereas these days it's a lot like that is a big thing to hang about the DJ box. Here working, we would actually all send the staff out and we'd all be steaming, we'd be rough the next day, or we'd come back that night, we'd all be steaming, and we'd put a big sign up and go, sorry, bear with us, the staff are absolutely steaming, we've been here all day, Space closing. And it was just a thing, and folk used to time it and come, because the Highlander was great that night because we were all steaming. It was just one of the things, and it's just a shame it's gone, but good memories.
So obviously from Space and now moving into High, what would you say that the difference between them both is? Still same venue?
I'm going to be political here and say they're both great, different. Aye, and it's the same people that work there, so a lot of friends still do that. Big shout out to them, it's brilliant.
Who's the best DJ you've ever seen over here?
Hannah Lang. No, I'm only joking. There's loads, mate. There's loads. Hopefully see a couple of them tonight at Amnesia.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Calvin, you have been Mr. Ibiza over the years.
Stop it.
from everybody back home. I mean, a lot of people listen, especially in Irvine, all have been here, I've crossed your path and know you from Irvine times, and obviously coming out here. What would you say is next for you?
Next, I just want to get through this shift tonight and then we're closed. Want me back on next week and I'll tell you.
see what happens from there. Now, Seb, what we're going to do, but we're going to go for a little break after this, right? And then after that, I want to find out about what's next for the Highlander, what the future vision is.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast with Elliot Boyce.
Well, it's Ayrshire Insights with a twist. We are still in Ibiza, and I'm with Seb and Calvin from the Highlander. Now, Seb, we've heard about the business journey. We've heard about Mr. Ibiza telling us about Ibiza. We've heard about business, but what we want to know is what's happening next. So where do you see the Highlander? What's next for you?
It's a hard question. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Next year, we're going to be 25 years. So I want to do something special. I need to figure out what to do. Maybe get the old DJs back. I'm not sure. I'm going to have the winter to think about what to do. But it should be a big summer next year.
Fantastic. Now, Seb, big one for us, right? I think it's only good to go. So we spoke about this last night. I don't know if you remember, we had a few drinks and we'd said that we're going to do a competition. So tell us a little bit about the competition. So Calvin's Mr. Social Media as well as Mr. Ibiza. I think we're going to do a competition to win a trip. Tell us about it.
He's actually Mr. Fed Up with Elliot right now, but that's fine. So basically, every year we do a wee competition. I like to announce the day we're opening. Everybody asks all winter. And after that, we do a wee competition just to get a wee free flights, free hotel, and we pay for everything, look after you, usual. But what I'll do is, since we're on the radio with you guys can help push it back home. Maybe we'll bring it forward and make it a Christmas present instead.
Perfect. So now Ayrshire Radio linking up with the Highlander, and we are going to work with the Highlander and get you a holiday to Ibiza. Expenses paid, covers you, get you over here, looked after over in Ibiza, all thanks to the Highlander and now Ayrshire Radio. You up for that, Calvin?
Absolutely, if Matt Finlay pays.
There we go. So we've managed that. A day in Ibiza and weekend. We have had a fantastic time. A massive thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in and listening to the Now Ayrshire Radio Ibiza Weekender. Seb, Calvin, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Elliot.
Thanks, and we'll do it all again next year.
Yes, we will.
Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Not a bother, anytime.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast.
Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe now.